Yeah, I think that's a natural progression. Some guys are going to get a few more minutes. Some guys are not going to get as many minutes, and the guys that don't play that much, you got to earn it in practice, and hopefully you can find a way to get some more minutes because everybody wants to play. But we're starting to develop some nice rotations, and we've got some good young freshmen that are playing well, and Mehdi Muhammad and Brock Mishak, and actually Nick Jett is right there as well. All three of those guys are freshmen, but we're still trying to get some combinations. Damian Thornton's a very talented player, and he's had some little injuries here and there, so hopefully we'll get him going. And we got Julius back, and Larry had a really big game for us on Saturday, and Zach Toussaint's just been really solid.
In terms of like where you are from the beginning to where you are now, like where's the biggest difference you've noticed?
Well, I think the one thing is we went down to Florida early, and unless you're cheating a little bit, it's hard to really get a good rhythm, especially with a team like ours that has all the new guys and the new faces. Northwest, we went down there and played them, and they were very seasoned. They had 11 guys coming back, and they're very good. I think they could have, August, the first day of school, they could have played, and they'd have been right on because they're so good. Same thing with Florida Southern. They had a lot of guys back, and those were two really tough teams for us. But I think we're starting to develop a little bit. I think we're still a long ways away from seeing how good we can be. Once we really start sharing the basketball and really playing a little bit better defense, I think we could have a really good team this year.
You racked up 100 points, so players still love it to come to your offense. And I noticed that as soon as you get a defensive rebound, you're screaming "go!" So they use that part of your recruiting system and all of that. The tight guys that you like to run and go.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you guys noticed, we don't have the biggest team out there, and so it's kind of our advantage to get up and down that court a little bit. And Julius Brown's one of the fastest guys around, and Addison Wallace is fast. Sometimes he loses the basketball, but we want to get up and down that court and kind of use our strengths. And I think that's one of our strengths is to get up and down the basketball court.
You mentioned having some of those younger guys. Has anybody stepped up leadership-wise from the older guys to kind of help guide those younger ones?
That's a really good question, and I think Zach Toussaint is really, he sacrificed a little bit of his game, and because it's tough to talk all the time and really get guys in the right places, but he's doing that. I think Julius Brown will do that. Unfortunately, he was gone a little bit with some family issues, but Julius has been a great leader for us as well. And Larry's right there. I think I wish he would step up a little bit more, and I think he will. He did it with his play, but there's no substitute for being vocally animated out there and in a positive way. And I think Zach, like you said, I think Zach has really done that. I think Addison has done that as well, just not as much as Zach, but Zach's really stepped up.
What about the road trip? This is always a fun road trip.
Yeah,
you get to see a lot of South Texas and far West Texas.
We always kid that we're going to take our vacation days this week, so somebody else can go down there to Kingsville and Laredo. But no, it'll be nice. I mean, it is a long trip. I just hope everything goes well, because if it doesn't go well, then you're going to miss practice times and you don't get to practice, and then you got to play Kingsville, which runs a very deliberate offense. And they've got Kevon Booker down there who played for us, so he'll be all fired up for this game. And it'll be a really tough game. They play very physical. They're hands-on. They grab. I would expect a lot of fouls to be called, but we've got to get in the fight, and we've got to battle these guys. If we don't, they could run us out of the gym.
What about going to Laredo, the team down there?
Yeah, I don't know as much about Laredo right now. I watched them just briefly, and they beat Colorado Mesa, who I think is one of the best teams in the region. And so, to be able to beat somebody like that, they've got to have some really good players. And I think that's what our league is this year, is a lot of really good teams. I don't know if there's a great team like a Black Hills State or a Northwest Missouri State, because I think those teams are great. But there's some really good teams. And if you're not ready to go each and every night, you're going to get beat.
Just in terms of when you mentioned, the need to get experience and whatnot for some of those younger guys, do you think just getting that experience might, take care of any other little mistakes that y'all are making along the way, or is there one key thing y'all think you need to be better at?
Well, we got to take care of the basketball. We turned the ball over against Oklahoma Christian, just unforced errors, those little things, and then help side in our rotations. I think our freshman, I think Brock actually does a really good job with the rotations. I think Ack has been great on the ball, getting offensive rebounds, doing all the little things that you hope a new guy coming in will do. And, he's been shooting the ball really well as well. And Brock's actually probably a better shooter. So we've got those guys can really light it up. Larry, like I said, Larry had a really good Saturday. His Thursday game he was a little disappointed in. But I think we just have to come together and really kind of pull for each other. I think that's something that I don't think we were doing at the beginning of the year. And I think we got to kind of check the egos at the door. And I think our guys have been doing that lately. And as long as we continue to do that, I think we're going to get better and better as the season goes.